Sam, I know we're looking forward to a game tomorrow against Swindon in the Papa John's Trophy, but I want to transport you back a couple of weeks to your debut, and you've had a couple of weeks to kind of reflect on it, look back on it, no doubt watch it quite a few times. If I were you, I would have. How do you look back on it now? How do you see it? Pretty dreamy.
I mean, yeah, obviously dream is the first thing that comes to mind. It couldn't have gone much better in terms of a debut. You know, the boys did really well throughout the game, and probably found ourselves unlucky to be behind. But you know, we stuck to the guns and got a bit of fortune here and there. But what a result it was, and what a feeling.
Now you've had a taste of football here at home park as well, and obviously another humdinger up at Portsmouth on the weekend. How's it been the 3 or 4 weeks you've been in?
Fantastic. You know, I'm really enjoying it here. The environment and the culture around the club is top draw, and that comes all the way from the top, from the manager down to the boys, and then the staff alongside. It's a really homely club, and you get that sense of togetherness here. So yeah, for the couple of weeks that I've been here, I've really enjoyed it. So hopefully that can continue.
In terms of the football as well, and you know the way in which you've integrated and been used, is it as you expected? Better?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've not had loads of game time as it is. I think I had 25 minutes at the weekend against Portsmouth, which is probably the most I've had, and it was a bit of a frantic game to say the least. You know, coming on 1-0 down and then going up 2-1, it probably wasn't a fair reflection of how we like to play and how most of the games are going to go. But you know, I think for me, I'm still getting used to the style of football, the way that we play. But I definitely see myself fitting in and hopefully being a positive part of it.
We've seen also in recent weeks the likes of yourself, Morgan, Niall, the substitutes making a huge impact on matches, and I think people sometimes forget about how much of a squad game football is, and that there are 11 players starting it, but if it's not working or for whatever reason you have to change it, we seem to have a knack at the moment of being able to do that. Yeah,
definitely, and it was one of the first things that when I spoke with Ryan Hardy about it, he says that last year there was a lot of rotation, and the manager does like to chop and change and make changes, but yeah, of course you want to be starting games and playing as much football as possible, but as you said, at the moment there seems to be making a real big impact off the bench, and you know, if that's my job for the time being, or Niall's job at the moment, or Morg's, as you mentioned, and we're making those impacts, then you know, all the best. We're happy with that.
As a player, when you know that the manager does like to tweak things every now and again, does it make you hungrier when you do get your chance, maybe if you're not starting, to make a bit of an impression, to say, well, I should be the next one in there? Yeah,
of course, and you know, I think that it's definitely not negative, because you know the manager, it's the way that he works, and there's no secret about it. He's always talking with you, always saying that you'll get your chance, you'll get your opportunity. So it's actually quite refreshing to see, because it's just people going out there to do as well as they can for the sake of the football club, you know, and it's a really refreshing thing to see.
Our next challenge is Swindon on Tuesday in the Papa John's Trophy. In terms of the competitions, you have a lot of experience in it. Have you played in it that often?
I played a couple of times in it last season, and it's, you know, I think it gets mixed reviews at times, but it's a chance for people to go out and take their opportunity, you know, for teams to play against higher opposition, for boys that aren't playing to potentially get some minutes. So I think that, and obviously potentially get to Wembley at the end of it though. So it's something that me personally, the boys, and I'm sure the manager as well, they'll be wanting to go as far as they can in it, so it won't be something that we take lightly. So I think, people we're just looking forward to it.
In terms of Swindon, what do we know about them at the moment? How do we think they might play? How do we think their strengths might be?
Couldn't tell you, mate. Couldn't tell you. We're just looking forward to it. You know, I think it's important for us to go in and impose ourselves on the game. I think that if we turn up and we play how we want to, I'm sure we'll get a positive result. So I think that, you know, it's got to be a real onus on how we turn up. If we turn up and we can be the team that we know we can be, I'm sure that we'll get a good result.
And just finally, a lot of talk ahead of the first round fixture was about wanting to do really well in this competition. It's not one we've historically done that well in, but you've mentioned it there as well. It's a chance to potentially get to Wembley and play for a trophy, really. And it was a fairly positive start. A win on Tuesday could well see us progress through the groups for the
of course. I mean, obviously, I think I wasn't quite here for the first game, but as you said, I suppose I'm just echoing what was said before, that it's an opportunity to get more minutes, strikers to score goals, defenders to get clean sheets, and then at the end of it, there's a pretty decent carrot as well with Wembley. So yeah, we'll be looking forward to it.
Top stuff, Sam.
Cheers,
best of luck
Thank you.
tomorrow.